Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever Series 2, the Great Lakes. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Last time out, we were focusing mostly on tunnels and we were trying to improve the departure out of Chicago by replacing the crossing track that went across there and around this way with a much more efficient tunnel. So you can see that there's a tunnel that comes out of there, dips down a little bit steeply, then it just goes underneath the terrain and then comes up on this side where it is a bit of a steep climb too, but this tunnel is only being used in this direction, so I think that isn't too bad as a downhill gradient. The uphill gradient, yeah, maybe that's a little bit steeper than I want, but it's not for too long, and that's the important part. So they're not going to be losing too much speed up there, and hopefully I am hoping that these engines are strong enough to handle it. So that at least is going to clean up this area. We also went, and because it was a tunneled episode, it was rather boring. Sorry about the pun. We went and created another tunnel right through here, and this is a very important tunnel. As a matter of fact, you can see where the old line went. You can just see the track for the old line. This is going to be a very important tunnel because the Great Lakes line, one way anyway, of the Great Lakes line will run through this tunnel and therefore no longer have to cross the Pennsylvania main line. Now that's important because the amount of trains that are going down the Pennsylvania main line, that's going to be really important to have this tunnel, just to ensure that, well, whilst the trains going in this direction may have to stop for trains pulling out here, no trains are going to have to stop in this direction for a train crossing, and the trains going in this direction are also not going to have to stop just for a train going across. So that is really important. We did that. In today's video though, we are going to be doing some bridges, so make sure you stay tuned for the next 25 to 30 minutes to see if we can get these bridges done, and then probably do a little bit of signaling. Hopefully that's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so as you can see, we've got a lot of warnings going up. That's just because of literally what I've done here. So we did this in the last episode up to about this point. I have double tracked it between videos, but I now want to see how it's going to run across. Now that is the ideal run across, but it is, again, look how tall. Just look how high up that is. I don't know, I feel like that's a little bit too high up. So we're going to have to do something about that. Now, I'm just taking a look. See, that height is more like the height I want. So is there a way for me to get that height? Yeah, maybe if I do this. Yeah, I've got the idea. I've got an idea. If I do that, and I do that, and then I do... Right, what's the height I want? About there? Yeah, about there. There we go. That should enable me to bring it to exactly that height, and there we go. Oh, that's still high. How is it ending up that high? I know exactly what height I want it at. Could we agree to that height? What I don't want is I want the minimal climb for this. That's what I really want. If I can have a minimal climb, that's going to really help. See, now that's not right. So now I think I'm going to have a problem. So I think that is... is that the only height I've got available to me? Yeah, it's pretty much the only height I've got available. So let's go again from this point. Oh, hang on. Absolute minimum is there. That's very high. In fact, you can see how high it is because it doesn't actually stick on that. Suppose we do that. Again, we come across with... No, it's not going to let me. That is the height that we've got. So unfortunately, that is our height. I suppose that's not too bad. No, it's still very high. I would prefer that to be about 4 or 5 feet. I'd say about 5 foot lower if it could be. But it looks like we can't. So how do we want to do this? If I were to run... No, keep this... If I were to run that level, that one. Alongside, yep, that looks good. Up to exactly where it was. And because it is a freight line, I don't really need to worry about anything else. Now, we've got the bridge pillar collision. Is there a way to get around that? I don't know if there's a way to get around that. Autosave, though. Okay, well, we could try and go from this side. Now, how long does it take to get on a bridge going this way? No. Okay, there's the bridge. So I think we've got that approach correct. And we'll do that. Join it up. No, it doesn't like that. Does not like that. I think this is where that flying junction mod comes in handy, but like I said, haven't worked out how to use it. I just haven't had a chance. Okay. Okay, what if we bring this just slightly out? So we just give it a little bit more space. Like that. This train's not going to be going fast. 120. That's giving us a little bit more space. Is that enough space to get across? It is. That's it. It's done. So we can just run it like that. Well, that was an easy one. I suppose I could just end the episode. No, I'm not really going to end the episode. We're going to continue. We'll find something else to do. Not just bridges. Ah, no. Right. It doesn't like it that way. Wait, why not? What's the... Wait, what seems to be the issue in this direction? Why can't you just place the... Ah, you can't place the pillars in the same place. Because that pillar's rather close. Okay. So, what if... Alright, so what if we redid this section and said, look, there you go, you go up to there. So we're going to avoid that pillar. Now that pillar still wants to go in. Alright, but if we did this one first, maybe we can avoid that altogether. There you go. Now, okay, this is good. So it's pushed the pillar slightly further up. And then that should avoid the whole... Why? Why would you do that? There are points where I find this game very, very tiresome. And this is, as you can see, this is clearly one of those points. It becomes a very tiresome game. So much for it being done easily. No, that's not right. That's not right either. So it's happy with one, but it refuses to... It refuses to do two. Okay. So how do I go about fixing this? Okay, I have an idea. So these are not connected the way you normally would have them. So what if we were to ensure that these are connected? Yeah, why are they not? Why are they so far apart? That's a little odd. Okay. I'm not sure how this occurred, but let's destroy all of this. Bring that back. Let's bring these tracks together again. There we go. Now maybe this will help. Okay, you can go at high speed, I don't really care. I just want the tracks together. There we go. I'm still confused as to why that's happened. I remember talking about it a long time ago. Is that going to fix it? That's not what I want. There we go. Done. So it's something about these tracks not being together. Alright, time to put a couple more signals in. Signals under here, I suppose. There. And there. Looks pretty good, so that's a 3... Have I blocked this the right way? Yeah, I blocked it the right way. Could I bring that signal back? Suppose I can now bring that signal back. Oh, I just want the signal gone, please. Thank you. I could shove that signal forwards too. Though I don't think we need to. Okay, who's now complaining? You guys are complaining because you can't get onto that line. Now, the thing is, do you really need to? And if so, could I not just do this? I feel like I could just do this. That's not going to have a problem, I feel. That's not going to have a problem. Yeah, it's done that split again because of the track being split. That's really odd. That's really, really odd. I don't understand how that's occurred. Okay. I suppose that's as... Huh. Is it just me, or does that have a little bit of a bump? Not too sure. I feel like that's... I feel like that starts climbing again just there. I don't know. But that has cleaned up the whole coal area. And if we're having any other freight trains running along there, that's cleaned up that entire area. Now, we should probably stick a couple of signals. Stick a signal there, stick a signal there, to help this along. So we've got that going. I suppose we could stick a signal here now. Now we don't have to worry about this. We could actually stick a signal right here, because it'll come down that and it can stop halfway on the bridge. And similarly, I suppose we could, in theory, stick a signal there. So there's no need to worry about those things anymore. A signal there. Is that, how far is that? That's kind of close. No, that will do. Good. Okay, so that's a bridge done. As a matter of fact, that's probably the screenshot, given that's taken the majority of the episode, I'd say. It'd be nice if I could get a screenshot with a train on it, but we're going to have to do this as the screenshot for now. That's actually quite interesting. The design of that's quite interesting. The way the roads tend to run parallel. There we go. Because you've got the road, you've got this tiny road which goes to the coal mine. You've got the main road, the interstate, motorway, highway, whatever you want to call it. Then you've got these running parallel to the road, and that's actually, in fact, the road technically runs parallel to these lines. So you got that. Do you know what? I could fix these lines. I really could, because it's kind of annoying me. It's kind of annoying me, that little bit out. I could fix these lines. I know these were the first lines that were made, so I'm wondering if it's got something to do with that. I'm sure this was the first. This was the first route I created. I'm just wondering if there was something that bugged out. I remember something bugging out near St. Louis. I do remember that. There we go. Autosave. Bad time. Bad time. Really bad time. There we go. I suppose now we've got to take that back and ensure that that remains connected all the way through. Ta-da! That wasn't hard now, were it? Terrible English. That wasn't hard though, was it? It really wasn't. Signal here? Sure. Sure, that's not a problem. And yeah, let's shove this signal slightly further up. Let's put that signal there. And I will remove that. Now, you're probably wondering why am I not sticking a signal here? This is just for museum trains. In all honesty, there's only one or two going to be popping out. I'd rather every train waits for that museum train just to get to where it needs to get to before anything goes wrong. Now, we've got a signal there that I'm okay with. This museum is going to get full very, very quickly. Very quickly. And I do wish I could sort of have them stop weathering. That would be awesome. But yeah, like I said, we have all these parallel roads and parallel. So we've got this little country road, the highway, this, and now we've got this parallel to it. Well, roughly parallel. That's not exactly parallel, is it? Slightly off. All of these are just slightly off. But still, could be worse. Could just... No, let's just leave it as we've got it. That was the design. That's how it's going to stay. Okay. Save it there. That's a good idea. And then we should now have a look at signaling. Now, I remember there were some signaling issues in this area. So I'm going to try and figure out... we could bridge this. Where does this want to go, though? Oh, it wants to go in the middle. That's not going to be bridgeable. Bridgeable. Yeah, that's English. But yeah, I remember there were some issues with something or other in this area, and I think we need to work on it. So we've got that. Well, we've got a signal there. Is that causing the problem? Not having a second signal through this area? Maybe? I'm sure there were issues with trains going in this direction. So I can go that way. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that looks okay. Nothing's being used here. Well, there were problems. Well, did I need a signal here? I think I did. And then I think I must have needed a signal on this area. We've got one down there. So did I need another one across this? I assume I would, because that's a very long block. That's going to cause a lot of issues. So sticking a signal on on this might not be such a bad idea. Okay. The entrance into... Right, I think we were having platform troubles too, weren't we? So if I were to stick all the signals on this side as a platform approaches, that might clear up traffic going in that way. And I've already got the signals on this side. Oh, I use dwarf signals here. Right, let's just stick with the convention then. Let's use dwarf signals. No, signal please. Thank you. Dwarf signal, yeah, we'll use that one. Tell you what, we'll just stick it there and there. Okay. Possible trouble with these trains not being able to get in and out properly. No, that signal setup's okay. That's an old signal setup though, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's an old signal setup, as you can see. That probably dates back 1910. So maybe that is a little bit dated. If I were to put signals there and then signals there, that's a much clearer block. There is a signal here, which is probably a good idea. And there's a signal there, so that's okay. I'm just not sure about this block. Could I split the block into two? There isn't that much traffic on this side, so that's alright. Then we've got trains going in this way, which is that's okay too. We've got trains that will stop there waiting to cross over, which might cause a bit of a blockade. No, it shouldn't, because there's nothing else but that one on there. What signals are those? Maybe I should just replace some of these signals very slowly now. We can put them in the same place, but I'm not sure if this is the wisest place to put them. Who and what are you? You're a signal that no longer is needed, but I'm going to keep you anyway for old time's sake. Right, then we've got the full set of signals right here. Yeah, that's a full signal set, so that's good. Then we've got another signal set there and another signal set there. Now, could we shove these ones forward or shove these ones backwards? That's a small block. We could move these forward. I think we should probably move these forwards now. So you two are now going to move possibly just here, not too far forward, but a little bit forward. And I think we probably should have one of these there too. And one of those there. That looks pretty good, I think. Like I said, I might have got this all wrong. But that's definitely increased the signals, shortened the blocks. This block is a little bit of a concern, or these two blocks. Aside from that, everything seems to be possible. This block, no, that block's okay. That block's a little long. Maybe shove that there, but then I can't put two blocks in that. Alright, so let's save that and let's actually play it for a little while. So for the last 5 minutes, we'll play and see what happens. So we're going to see if that's going to help, and then obviously we can go back, and that's where we can introduce the Great Lakes line, which means we're going to have a ride-along. We are going to have a ride-along. What happened there? Did that just increase? Whoa, that did. There's a good supply of food going into that. Alright, so that immediately, there we go. That's immediately helped that. So there's going to be no traffic. There you go. That train does not have to stop for that going underneath. That's a really good sign. What it does do is stop on the tail of this train, which is stopped right there. Why are you stopped? Alright, so that's just two trains stopping on the tail of each other. That's a bad thing. But that's, I think things have gotten a little unbalanced. That's what it is. And you've now stopped on the tail of this. Okay. Things have become a little unbalanced, I feel. Right. That's only got 4. I wonder if I can trick this train into just continuing along and going around. Let's see. Stop. Toronto Union Station. There we go. That's going to go around now. You're carrying 20 only. That's not a lot. And you're only taking 32 back. And here comes another Can-Am. So this is definitely a good idea to have that going around then. It's like going around. It's like getting an aircraft going around. Okay. That's another Can-Am. I am a little baffled. So maybe if I have you going around, that might be better. So I'll have you do that so-called go-around. There you go. So you're now going to head off to Toronto. You're going to pull in... How much are you? You've only got 18. How many are you going to pick up, though? 18. It's a little odd. There's another Can-Am. Who are you waiting for? Hang on, who are you waiting for? You're waiting to get into this platform. Who are you waiting for? You don't have anybody that you need to wait for. Do you? Ah, maybe we need to put a signal just there. Or just here. Put a signal just here. Yeah, maybe we need to do that. Ignore the beep beep because like I said, we are going back in time. Another Can-Am. Alright, I suppose you can go around too. It's only carrying 14. That's another... And another one of these. Okay, so you're definitely doing a go around. There you go. Everyone's going to get stuck everywhere, but it should clear up fairly nicely and fairly quickly. There you go. That's clearing up. Alright, so at least we know that this runs. There's another Can-Am, right? That's another Can-Am. Alright, but we've got a good amount of passengers on this one. You are now carrying more passengers. Maybe that's because of what we've done. In terms of having Cincinnati opened up. Yeah, now we've got a half... Trains that are half full. Oh, actually, that train's not going to be half full, is it? Now we are going to still attempt. I suppose we've got to still build on this and let it build. Another Can-Am. You're waiting for inbound. Wait, which inbound are you waiting for? Okay. Oh no, you're okay. Okay, I was just wondering, have I got this train stuck? But no, it was probably waiting for the Pennsylvania one to shoot off. 43, 16, 25 waiting, 113. Hello. 113. This is a good sign. This train is going to need replacement. These are always full. They're going to need replacement. They're very old. Some 50 years? Yeah, 60 years almost, actually. 92. 55. You're not going to be able to pick up much because there isn't much for you to pick up. That's going to pick up a full train. That's got a full train. That's got a full train. That's a good sign there. Let's go over to Cincinnati. Hopefully everything's running okay here. It's almost at the end of the episode, so this is good. Just waiting for the right train to enter. Oh, I missed that. Just all three of them at one point all three of them were together. Look at that. And all three of them are stopping in this station. One. You're going to pick up 68 passengers. You're going to have 90. You're going to have 31. It's 31. But you see now, those are going off that way. This train's got 42. Ah, now it's a little bit empty. Hello. But see, no more stopping. No more stopping and waiting. That train's just going to potter on along its way happily. That's not going to cause an issue. Also on this side, there are no more issues with any train stopping. Here we go. In fact, this is a good example. This train's going to potter off very slowly. But you see, it would have caused one or two, one of these three trains would have had to stop. And now, none of these three trains have to stop. What I find interesting is, on the uphill section, the locomotive struggles, but after that, it doesn't really struggle the moment it gets on the flat, even though the rest of the train is still on the uphill. Here comes the other one. That's a... Oh wow, that's full. That's bizarre. What's happened? What are you waiting for? There's nobody else on your line. Ah, something's happened here, so we're going to have to look at that. But I think that has proven... I think that's proven that there is a good possibility of having this running really, really well. Everything seems to be happily pottering along now. If we get rid of that, just to end this episode off, looks like the buses are being used. Indianapolis, 36%, mediocre, okay. Cincinnati, 67% being used, excellent. So the buses are being used there, fantastic. In Columbus, 43%, okay, that's not brilliant, but still, it's being used. In Pittsburgh, 21%, that's poor, that's really poor. Cleveland seems to have a lot of passengers waiting. I think we're going to have to up the number of trams there in the next video. 47% there though, 49% in Buffalo, so that's another good sign. Toronto, we could say 43%, Hamilton, 35%, so not brilliant there. I think I've forgotten to put buses in Fort Wayne, so we're going to have to look at that. Milwaukee, 28%, that's a little bit poor. And Green Bay, 60%, that's good. Okay, so that's where we're going to end it. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Look at the amount of Can-Ams going in and out of this station. It's absolutely crazy. Don't forget to support me on Patreon. Link to that is in the description box below, www.patreon.com/ECGadget. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/ECGadget. I am doing series on there now, exclusive because they are only on stream, though I might start bringing a few in as sort of highlights on YouTube. But definitely go check me out on there, because I think you'll find a lot of very interesting streams, particularly if you like detail. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I'll see you guys next time in Transport Fever Series 2, The Great Lakes.